What is up, brother?
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing well, man. Just relaxing a little at the house, trying to enjoy a Sunday.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for doing this with me, man. I know you just getting ready to take your break, man, for a little bit.
Oh man, absolutely, man. I love chatting with you, so this is cool.
Oh yeah, man. So fucking we just hung out last weekend at the Blues Bar, man. Fucking great show over there, bro.
That was rad, man. We always love playing Phoenix. It's always a good time. I love that city, man. We were doing a brewery tour, and there's a lot of good beer in the Phoenix area, so we really enjoyed spending some time in that city. In fact, we had a hard time getting out of town the next day because we just kept hopping around before we had to drive back to Texas.
Hell yeah, man. Hit any spots downtown? What's the notable spot you guys hit for the brewery?
Man, one of my favorites there is called Huss Brewery.
Okay.
So good. They redid there used to be a brewery there called Papago, and they make the Papago orange. It's so good. And there's a place called Wren House that's just absolutely delicious. Pedal House. I mean, there's a lot of really good spots in Phoenix. So we were like, okay, we got to get out of town, or else we're never gonna get home. But it was rad, man. A good time.
Sick, man. So you guys have been pretty busy.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. 2023 has been a busy, busy year, but a blast.
you just got off of this brewery and dive tour.
Hmm.
And right before that, you guys were over in Europe, man, with fucking Mario Lalli and the rubber snake charmers.
Yeah, man, that was rad. That was an absolute blast. We did 6 weeks in Europe. The first four with Fatso Jetson. The last two, a couple of guys from Fatso had to go home, and it just kind of morphed into, the Rubber Snake Charmers improv session. Just watching Sean Wheeler do his sorcery over the crowd was just unreal. So it was a blast, man.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, you got front row tickets to that every night, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. And seeing like how truly original every single night is was pretty incredible. It is truly improvised. Yeah, they get into a groove where they know like certain bass lines are gonna mean this, but man, Wheeler just goes off and they just kind of follow it. It's incredible, man. That was an absolute treat. We were just taking as many notes as we could on that tour.
I thought you were about to say we were taking as much acid as we could.
That's what's crazy, man. You don't have to with Wheeler. He's like a hallucinogen himself,
Yeah.
and talking to his bandmates. Those guys have been friends since like high school, and he's like I don't know where he gets it, but he's been that way since like 15. Like he puts everybody on marionettes, man. The crowd, he's just like a puppeteer. The crowd is like does everything he wishes. It's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. The very first time I saw it over there at Ripplefest, dude, just blew my mind,
Yeah,
man. I really
yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah. That was the first time they'd ever done it outside of California, basically outside of the desert. And I got him coming back to Ripplefest this year. It's gonna be, yeah. After seeing that, how could I not? So it was super cool.
I think it's really cool how you guys have developed this relationship with these Legend of the Desert dudes. I mean, they really are legends. Fucking, and now you're kind of bridging the gap between the fucking desert scene in Southern California with the burgeoning scene in Austin. You know?
Yeah, it just kind of happened organically. I never thought I'd be able to call Mario Lalli a friend of mine. Like I've always just admired him as a musician from afar, and just was amazed. I've followed his career with Fatso and with Yawning Man and everything else, and the million side projects in between. And it was like really I flew out, my wife and we flew out to see Big Scenic Nowhere's first show, which I thought was super cool. I was a big fan of that little side project. And the Fatso opened, and that was kind of the first time I actually sat and like really like talked to Mario and realized what just a gentle human being he is. And then bringing him out to the I told him there I got this idea. I'm doing this Ripplefest thing, and I look at all the bands I admire. I would like to bring. Like I'm trying to have bands that I just truly look up to, and Fatso being one of those. And he was truly appreciative of what I was and what I'm still trying to accomplish out here in Texas. And we just through the mutual respect for kind of each other, we just developed a relationship. And he asked us to play some shows. We did like a run with him last year in October, where he's like, I want Hydrogen Queen to come play some shows. And I didn't know it then, but I think really what it was I think he was kind of testing the waters to see how we meshed together, as bands. Because then shortly after he was like, hey man, why don't we, I know y'all have plans to go to Europe. We're both playing Desert Fest London and Desert Fest Berlin. Why don't we just bridge the gap and do a tour? And I mean, you don't say no to that. So, so we just kind of developed a mutual relationship and, very, very good friendship. And, we're chatting all the time now about music and things that we love. And, in fact, right before I talked to you, we were talking about this Ripplefest. I've got them coming back, and we're going to do this Legends of the Desert Jam session at Ripplefest. And I want it to be this like organic thing with all these legends kind of getting up and who aren't scared to just improv and play together and just see what's created. So I'm really looking forward to that too.
Oh, it's so cool, man. It's so cool how that all played out. And now I get to shoot down to your festival in Austin and just bump shoulders with all these guys that I've listened to and looked up to for so long on my own musical journey, man.
Right.
I remember.
And I think,
go ahead.
And the more that we've like, seen these bands, we realize how little egos there are, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I don't know if they're even truly aware of the influence they've had on people like you and me and countless others. But what I love about when I have them come out to Ripplefest is they truly are just like hanging around. They're just like people hanging out, watching the other bands and just kicking it with the fans. And I truly respect that. That's what I love about helping create the vibes of the festival that I'm putting together. So it's really cool.
Yeah, man. I remember last year, Brant Bjork was just like walking. He was coming towards me, and I was just walking in that direction. And I just kind of said, "Hey," and like punched him in the shoulder. "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm telling you, he's another dude.
Yeah,
he's just another dude when he's at the festival. I mean, yeah, we know he's Brant Bjork, who's going to be one of the headliners of Ripplefest, but
right.
he's just like a dude. He's super cool.
So let's talk a little bit more about Europe, man. I headed over there with Mario Lalli, and then how was it, man? This is your second time over to Europe, right?
Right. It was technically our second time to tour. We did do, we played in 2022. We went over there like kind of fuck it, let's just do it. And we did 3 weeks. It was super cool. We were supposed to play with a couple other bands that we were going to be their support, and it didn't work out. And so we just kind of kept the shows. We ended up headlining for no reason, but it was still cool. And then we went back over this year with Mario, and obviously that was a trip because they are legends and they have a built-in crowd already. And so obviously the crowds were even bigger and better when we played with those guys. And it was really humbling to have people say, yeah, we came to see you guys. And that was really cool that we're seeing a lot of the same people we saw the year before. In fact, what I was saying too is in 2022 we did go to Europe a second time, just for a fuzz festival in Sweden that the Truck Fighters put on. They asked us to come over.
Oh, was it like a Texas sort of invasion, huh?
Yeah, kind of was, man. It was cool.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. But didn't you guys go over there with a couple of bands from around Austin, right?
Not the Fuzz Festival. There was one other band from the U.S. only there.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. But we were, like, I mean, it had bands like Dozer and Greenleaf and Truck Fighters and Color Haze. And, we're like, man, how are we even in the same breath with these people? It's so cool. And Galpa, who we became really good friends with there. And if you haven't checked that band out, that band's amazing. And so we were just playing, the show. And but what's cool is then we go to Europe with Fatso, and we're seeing people that we met in Sweden fly down to see us in Germany, and we're like, it's mind blowing, man. Over there, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's it's to a point almost where like, man, why do we play in the U.S.? It's just so different over there, man. They
I'm,
flock. They truly love heavy, hard rock and roll. They truly love it, and it's kind of like what I feel like when I started getting into music in like the late '90s, and I had my first little like band, and we would go play these little clubs that people would. There was a built-in crowd because people didn't know the bands, but they wanted to go see live music. I don't see that a lot really more in the States, but over there, it's there'd be 50 people there just coming because there was going to be live music. Maybe they didn't even know the band. They truly want to go discover, and they really truly want to go see heavy live music, which is really cool. And so the crowds were incredible. Of course, the festivals we played over there with those guys was amazing, and met a lot of friends and met a lot of legends. The bands that we've always looked up to. That we got to hang out with, like Crowbar and guys like Corrosion and Conformity, and we were just hanging out with these dudes it was kind of surreal, to be honest.
I bet.
But so yeah, it was a blast, man. And there's probably no better country for it than Germany. You can play a Tuesday night in the middle of freaking nowhere, literally out in like farm towns, and people are gonna come out and see you, man. It's pretty amazing.
Wow, that is awesome, dude. Yeah, I think if you asked me what success is to me in the music business, I would say have some vinyl records and be touring around Europe, man. So I think
Absolutely.
you guys are doing it, really.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's truly surreal. Like I never thought, because that's the same definition I have of like what it means to be successful in the music industry, right? And to say that we've been able to do that has been amazing, But to be honest, it just makes me hungrier for more. We already got plans to go back in 23,
I can
24. Sorry.
imagine. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
there was some festival over there where a bunch of bands from Texas went. You guys and Duel for sure, and then like some other, and everybody was like, "Whoa, man, this is like a Texas stoner rock invasion over here." You don't remember that?
I don't know. I know we played. Well, even like when we played Desert Fest London, our boys Thunder Horse were over
I
there,
think that might have been it.
and we, of course, Mothership was supposed to be in the bill, but they ended up not playing. But there's I mean, there's definitely a hotbed of bands, as you know, coming out of Texas right now. That it's pretty impressive. We're just happy to be a part of that group, man.
It's a wave,
There's a
bro. It's like a
yeah,
wave.
there's a lot of good music, and there always has been with the aforementioned Mother Horse, and then of course guys like Wofat that have always been a big part of the stoner doom metal scene,
Absolutely.
but then you got bands exploding right now, like Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol, are just like all over the place, and just so many good bands, man. It's really cool.
So you guys came from Europe. You took a small break. I mean, there's a small gap between the Europe shows, and then you jumped on your brewery and dive tour.
Yeah, and actually, in between, we jumped into the studio. Like we got off tour. We relaxed for like maybe a week. Said like, hey, I love you guys, but I want to go be with my family for a few days. And then we got back together and we stayed a week together in the studio, recording our next record, which was really, really cool. Figured it would be a good time to record after we just played 30, four some odd shows together. We were pretty locked in.
So the whole thing's written and recorded now.
So everything is done. So because we actually did 6 days. In those 6 days, we knew we had like 5 songs that we had been playing on tour that we were going to go track. So we knocked those out. We ended up writing. We had like about 3 or 4 other ideas. We're like, hey, that we did in practice once. Like, hey, we should probably revisit that in the studio and see what comes out. We actually never got around to that. We wrote 3 other songs. Just we've been playing so much together, and without practice, it was like kind of nice to just be like, hey, let's just jam. And we got 3 new songs came out. And so we've tracked all the drums and bass, most of the guitars. We're going to go back here shortly, actually, and polish up some guitars. Some parts where you want to double some things, and maybe add a little sound and some keys and different drum percussion things here and there, and then we'll add the vocals, and it'll be ripe and ready to go for 2024. Probably early spring we're going to release that. But that was a trip, man. We actually went into the studio with like this idea, like, hey, let's do no click tracks. Let's do no punch ins. Let's just play. And so we would play a song. We'd play it like 4 or 5 times. We was like, all right, I think that was the best take. We're keeping it. Go. And so it was pretty cool. We wanted to kind of pay homage to the legends like Led Zeppelin and bands like that did that back in the day, that played it live in the studio.
So that's how it's going to live on the album right there? You're not overdubbing the vocals?
Well, see, I haven't. We see that thing is I only did scratch vocals.
Got it. Yeah.
So we will. So even Zeppelin, they went back and did vocals in post.
Yeah.
But so we're doing that. But the music, even if there's a little imperfection here or there, I mean, we're fine with that. I don't think rock and roll is meant to be perfect. And so sometimes that little mistake kind of gives it that extra to pull a word from what Phil, our drummer, uses all the time. It gives it a little extra stank.
Right.
It has that kind of soul to it. That it's real, that it's human.
Oh yeah, you can listen to all those old Black Sabbath albums, man. You can hear a lot of shit like that going on.
Yeah, and it's something about it that just is badass.
Yeah.
like it's like they are such badasses. They were like, nah, that's how I wanted it to be done. I didn't want to go back and make it perfect.
Dimebag Darrell had that fucking video where he's staring at himself in the mirror. Have you seen that? And he kind of he kind of expresses that same sentiment.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this is High Desert Queen album. First record we did, like, basically Rusty and I wrote that. The guitar player and I wrote that record. We lived about 3 hours from each other, kind of sending stuff back and forth. And then we had a buddy come in the studio with us to play bass. And then Phil was pretty much a hired gun to lay down drums for us. And that's when we hit it off. Like, oh, okay, this is cool. And he ended up helping make that record so much better, because he helped us write a couple tracks that we were working on, like Mountain versus the Quake, As We Roam, some of our better songs on the record. Nice. We knew right away, like, okay, he makes us better. And so, but this is actually the first, album we'll have that is actually just us. Like, nobody brought a riff to the table. We got into the room and said, all right, let's write. And this is what came out. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. I've always wanted to do the same thing, man.
Yeah, man. We'll collaborate at some point. I've got some ideas. I've got these, I'm always amazed by the whole, like, Queens of the Stone, the Josh Homme thing when he does the desert sessions.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
I've got this idea, I'm like, I've been very, very lucky and fortunate to meet all these great musicians, and other bands, and I'll be like, hey, let's collaborate. Let's do a song here and there. And so I already know. We've already started doing that, so we're going to be good.
Sick. Yes, sir. Tell me about Berkey Rock City Fest.
Man, that was rad. Albuquerque, we love playing Albuquerque. So we've played it 3 times now, just by pure, coincidence. Like, the first time it was Blue Heron, was really a great band. They asked us when they were doing their album release, they asked us if we'd be willing to come up. And we're like, totally flattered. Like, yeah, well, so we just drove up, did a one-off in Albuquerque. And then we did it there once when we toured with Sasquatch. And so it was cool to kind of go back for a third go. And this festival was cool. Roman, from Red Mesa and High Hover, such a good human being who puts on this festival. He does all the Monolith and the Mesa stuff.
Right.
And this was kind of the spinoff. Monolith didn't happen this year. His venue had some conflicts. And so he did this as kind of like hey, to all the bands that I had already doing Monolith, I want to still give you a show. And that's what's awesome about that guy, man. He's in it for the right reasons, man. He's a true dude. And so it was a blast. Really cool venues they had downtown Albuquerque. We were a little nervous that we were playing indoor outdoor in Albuquerque in the middle of summer, you know, but it worked out great. It had a great little venue with shade and all the misters made it really nice, and you know,
That's
got to
it.
see my boys in Fatso Jetson again. Got to watch Brant Bjork
Right.
and stuff. So it was really cool.
Yeah, they're all coming through here soon. Brant Bjork is gonna be over
Yeah,
here.
they're touring through there on the way down to Texas, I think.
Oh, sick. Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to get out there to Ripplefest. My lady and I, we just got all our tickets lined up, so we're ready to rock and
Sweet.
roll.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a blast. I mean, King Buffalo is absolutely exploding right now, and I'm so happy to have those guys headlining. And then Acid King, they're like one of my favorite bands of all time, and to be able to get them, and they're doing like one show, and they're basically doing like 4 shows in the States this year. That's it.
I love Acid King. I love that Buse Woods record, man. All that older stuff, man.
Man.
Yes, dude.
Exactly. And even the newest record is killer. It's so different, but it's still Acid King, but just dark and
I have to spend some time with it, man. I think I briefly listened to it. I need to really put it
good.
on.
They did some cool stuff, man. They added some keys and some really cool places and things they hadn't done in the past. I really dig it. So the atmosphere is going to be ripe and ready down in Austin for that. We moved it to September as well, so it won't be quite as hot. So it'll be good.
You got to tell me, man, before I let you go. I know we were talking about meeting up in Salt Lake City maybe for the Queen show, man. You think you're going to make it out there?
Yeah, so we're my wife and I were just looking at Denver or Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Those are our 2 options that we know we can do, and so we're looking at them right now to see which one is the most affordable, because the show is going to be just as good no matter where we go.
Right.
So we're trying to find. I've been to Denver. I've never been to Salt Lake, and I hear it's beautiful. So that's kind of what we're leaning towards right now. So
this will be our first time over there.
Closer.
Yeah, dude. So if you guys make it, we'll hang for sure.
Absolutely, brother. That's a guarantee.
Well, hey, man, thank you so much for doing this with me. I know you're getting ready. You've done all these tours. You've been doing recording. Now you're ready to just put it on the back burner for a little bit and get ready for Ripplefest, right?
Yep, that's right. Right now is relax mode. Go back and polish up the record in relax mode, and then yeah, man.
Ripplefest, you gotta be human for a little bit, man. You can't be a machine all the time.
I know. I got to reintroduce myself to my wife. So we do that.
Yeah, man. I heard she's a nice lady, man. You better go back and remind her who you are, man.
I'm way too lucky. I can't screw that up. So yeah, I got to make sure we're good.
Right on, brother. And I'm excited to be working on our stuff in the future too, man.
Yeah, man. I am too. I'm looking forward to it. So, but thanks again for having me, brother. We'll talk soon.
Okay, later, man.
Later, brother.